So this is the one that I wanted to put out last week, but I just kind of pushed it back and did last week. I figured I'd share a couple things that I was really into last month because that's what YouTubers do when they run out of video ideas. I pretty much binged and crushed through Master of None Season 2. I did enjoy Season 1, but for me it kind of took a hit because it was so overhyped. Like on Facebook, all my friends were like, oh my god, this is amazing! And then, you know, the internet listicles and blog sites being like, oh my god, they're depicting people of color as actual people, ah! And like, yeah, kinda, and it was cool and stuff, but it's like, I don't know, it wasn't like a big, like, who cares? Well, not who cares, but like, I don't think just because they have that means that it is good, you know? Like, there were a lot of parts that were like, I don't know about this. Hey, me from the future, but still the past for you, coming at you. So as I was editing, I realized that I mostly skipped all the nice things that I was gonna say about Master of None, so it just looks like I'm shitting all over Season 1. I'm saying that because I thought that I had said all the nice things, because honestly, Season 2, and even Season 1, endlessly charming, super funny, I don't know, it's just like a sweet show and like the kind of show that I want to watch, because as much as I like shows like, you know, It's Always Sunny, the cynicism is, you can only take so much of it, and like you need some of that good heartwarming feeling, which Master of None just deals out exquisitely. But then again, I guess the whole premise of the video is things that I liked, so I wouldn't be talking about it if I didn't like it. So for you fellow fans, obviously I'm not trashing the show. Like, I love the show, and the things that I was saying are like the tiniest, you know, nitpicky things I could possibly say about it. But really, some of the acting was like, I don't know, it took you out of the moment a lot in Season 1. Not so much in Season 2, but that was like my only gripe, you know? Okay, and now back to your original programming. Another thing I was super into was the new Paramore album, After Laughter. My roommate, good friend, guitar player extraordinaire, we share a lot of music back and forth. We'll introduce each other to a lot of good stuff, and then when he came back and he was like, yo dude, the new Paramore album is sick. And I was like, alright, I'll check it out, because I never really listened to Paramore before. I had always pictured Paramore as sort of like this Fall Out Boy pop punk-esque thing going on. Which I guess they were, you know, back in the day. But for this one, you could feel the polish and like the dance vibes, the catchy guitar lines. It really reminded me a lot of like sort of 1975. And Hayley Williams is just killing it on that record. She's just absolutely destroying it, a monster. And I cannot decide if I like her vocals more on that or her sweet ass dance moves. And for thing number 3, I've kind of been into running these past couple months, which is not the thing. The thing is audiobooks. Turns out audiobooks and podcasts are much better ways to pass the time when you're running, because if you're out for like an hour, like you kind of, I don't know, just music's awesome too, but at the same time you kind of lose, it loses its touch after like half an hour or an hour, and you're like, oh god, I need something else to distract me. This is starting to get boring and painful. So I feel like audiobooks and podcasts are much more engaging. Also, I kind of felt the double benefit of like, wow, I'm doing an audiobook and running. Ugh, I'm killing it right now. And my most recent choice was How to Be Miserable by Randy J. Patterson. I'm a big fan of C.G.P. Grey for sure, and when he put out that video, 7 Ways to Maximize Misery, I was like, you know what? I actually am going to check that book out, and it was worth it. He does a good summary of it, but it's like when you go through the book itself, you know, some parts are like kind of repetitive and like, alright, I get it. Randy, I get it. But as you're going through it, you realize like, wow, I really do a lot of things that kind of sabotage my own happiness. So if you, like me, are on a quest to shed misery and be a happy person, I did feel like it was worth it. Like I did learn a couple things, or like, you know, I keep a couple things in mind now. So it's not like life-changing or anything, but it's kind of like, oh yeah, good things to keep in mind. And of course, last but not least, I had to share it, had to bump it. My friend Ken, he put out a music video. It is really clean, very well done. The storytelling and just kind of how it goes, like, oh, this is so Ken. He nails the things that he does, you know, which sounds kind of sexual. Didn't mean that. But you know what I mean. Have I said that? How many times have I said that in this video so far? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Probably do that in person way too much too. But for real, the music video is really good. I don't want to spoil it. I'll leave a link to that in the description below. So I hope you enjoyed this. Hope everything's going well for you, and I will see you next week.
Take it back, take it